On the September 6th episode of NXT, William Regal revealed talks had begun for the then NXT Women's Champion to move to either Raw or SmackDown. This wasn't just any champion. Asuka had held the NXT Women's Championship for 510 days and would be leaving NXT undefeated. On the September 11th edition of WWE RAW, a vignette aired showing that Asuka was coming soon. The same promo would again be repeated on September 18th. On September 25th, a different vignette aired showing Asuka in a robe. There was NXT footage and a message that she would be arriving at tables, ladders, and chairs. On the October 2nd episode of Raw, we had another slightly different vignette. And then later in the show, we even got a short video showing some of the women's division talking about how impressive and dangerous Asuka is. On the October 9th episode, we see another slightly different vignette that puts over what Asuka achieved in NXT. Afterwards, Kurt Angle, the then Raw GM, comments that Asuka is electric. Bayley responds, "I know. If you're looking for a debut opponent for Asuka, then please let me volunteer. I'm like the most welcoming person on Raw. I'd like to welcome Asuka with a nice big hug and then a belly to belly." Sasha then jumped in. "Come on, Kurt. The Boss and the Empress of Tomorrow in a first ever matchup at TLC. Now that's legit." Alicia Fox entered and says, "Why did they get all the opportunities? Do you know that I've been here a decade and I don't even have one t-shirt? What do you have to do to get noticed around here? My resume speaks for itself. That's why I deserve to face Asuka at TLC. Okay?" Dana arrived and said, "You don't get opportunities. Sometimes I feel like I don't exist." Then Emma arrived. "Dana, zip it. No one wants to hear you." She turns to Kurt. "I started the women's revolution, so I deserve Asuka. Picture this, Emma versus Asuka. It would break Twitter." Kurt decides that the 5 women will have a match later in the show, and the winner will go on to face Asuka at TLC. Later in the show, the competitors make their way down to the ring, and the match begins. It turns out that this is an elimination rules match, which takes Michael Cole by surprise. We get down to the final 2. It's Emma and Sasha. Emma gets a quick roll-up, and it's Emma that will go to TLC to be the debut opponent of Asuka. The following week on Raw, we hear from Emma, who asks why the attention is not on her. She says that she started the women's revolution. Last week, she beat 4 of the toughest women in the world. She is a social media superstar. What has Asuka done? Alexa then arrives and says that she agrees. She thanks Emma for starting the women's revolution and asks for her to team with her later in the show. Emma vs. Asuka actually opens the show at TLC, with Emma making her way out first. Asuka comes out to a great reaction from the fans. The match begins and Asuka looks great with a great takedown, and she also manages to grab an arm and leg lock. Emma responds with a takedown and a slap, but Asuka comes back with a hip attack. Asuka is sent to the outside, and then a basement dropkick by Emma keeps Asuka on the outside. Back in the ring, Emma grabs Asuka's hair and pulls her down to the ring. She quickly covers, but only gets a 2 count. Asuka is put in the Tree of Woe and kicked in the back as Emma starts to dominate. She then slides out the ring and starts pulling Asuka's hair again. A crossbody in the corner only gets Emma another 2 counts. Asuka starts to come back with a kick, quick strikes, and a missile dropkick. Emma responds with a kick to the side of the head. Asuka gets an ankle lock though and turns it into a German suplex. Emma manages to hurl Asuka out of the ring. Asuka rolls back in and delivers a kick. She gets the Asuka lock applied, and Emma taps at 9 minutes 25. The crowd were quite quiet throughout this match, to be honest. Meltzer scored it 2.5 stars. But more importantly, Asuka had arrived. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it, as it makes a massive difference. On screen right now, you can see links to other videos where we discuss other WWE superstars and how they made their main roster in-ring debuts.